Heartworm. Webcam. Game source. Heartworm. We've got you now, OBS. We've cracked your code. I know how to get you working. Hello? I need to close the demo disc again. It's too loud. Okay. That means we might have to... We're going to see some of the same games again. But for some reason, sometimes it like mutes itself and sometimes it doesn't. Alright. I haven't left the apartment in a week. That's not going to change now. Okay. Yeah, these ones are much shorter than 2021's. Clinician's evaluation. Alright, subjective. Sam, redacted. 23-year-old female. Average height, weight, no relevant medical history. Patient reported insomnia. Recurring intrusive thoughts related to self-harm, harm to others. Low self-esteem. Obsessive tendencies, episodes of panic, and high baseline anxiety. 7 out of 10. Isn't it Ada Wong, though? Isn't it? I as soon as you see her hair like that, yeah. Really weird. Patient described these symptoms as chronic and varying in severity, possibly related to traumatic events from childhood. Patient also mentioned social relationships suffering as a result of symptoms. Observation, preliminary lab return to normal, heart rate and blood pressure elevated. Patient avoided eye contact and appeared anxious. She only spoke when queried. Patient appeared detached, preoccupied with thoughts. Assessment, the following diagnoses are based on currently available information and may change. PTSD, OCD, anxiety disorder, major depressive disorder, recurrent moderate panic disorder, generalized anxiety disorder. You can't get away with that, Dom. Plan. Need to gather more information. Patient referred to psychiatrist for further evaluation and urged to follow up at clinic in 7 days. Patient encouraged to research exposure therapy. All right. 7 days. Look at those tattoos, man. She's well tatted up. She looks kind... You know what? She actually looks like Meryl. Dye her hair red. Like orangey red. And she's got like the Metal Gear Solid Meryl look, right? Alright. What are you? Nothing. Okay. You live in a dump, lady. I'm not hungry. Look at your windows. Look at your drawer. Why is everything like 1,000 years old? You're disgusting. No wonder she's got PTSD and anxiety. She sleeps on a mattress on the floor and there's nothing else that she's got in her room. She's got a crappy bed on the floor. She's got a single light. She's got a TV and shelves and shelves with nothing in them. I put the tape in. Let's see what's on it. 7 days. Do you remember? Do you remember? The doors are locked. This car looks so familiar. What's going on? Well, we got we either have the videotape transported us, or we have flashed somewhere in time. Flashback. Flashback. Let's go into this creepy house. Why do all houses look like this? It's locked from the other side. Ooh, we can see inside a little bit though. Let's go around the back door. Hey! We're in. We're in. Well, obviously you can push this. Push it. Or pull it. This wall is covered in deep scratches. Yeah, because you need to push that. Have you never solved the puzzle before? Meryl. Black hair Meryl. Meryl Wong. China. Whoa, these camera angles though. These camera angles, baby. Okay. Well, this said this was locked from the other side. I unlocked it. There you go. Now creeps can get in. No, we don't want to go back outside though. Crappy front door if you can't open it from the front. A handful of non-fiction novels. Nothing particularly interesting. Okay. A handful. Okay, more non-fiction. What about the TV? Alright, so we're going to look for another VHS tape. Can't go upstairs. What about in here? Ooh, the study. Hallucinations as a trauma. Based memory. Implications for psychological interventions. Routine information processing involves a process called contextual integration, whereby detailed encoding of incoming stimuli takes place, which facilitates later memory recall. For example, being able to remember who was at your birthday by recalling a full contextual image of the event. Also, being able to remember what happened before and after a specific event due to the integration of relevant temporal information. However, during a traumatic event, the need for a quick behavioral response requires rapid information processing. This is achieved through a temporary decrease in contextual integration and a quick response based on basic perceptual processing. This is all very true. The provision of a rapid response to danger has the consequence of vulnerability. There is a RE Mansion theme, 100%. Yeah, everything. It's very RE. It's cool. It's nice. There's like, what would you call it? It's something that happens in traumatic situations to people, where you can remember. It's called a light bulb event, where you can remember almost everything about a particular event if it was specifically traumatizing, but then you can also. So you can remember like it really well because it's like something that triggered and your brain is just like. But then you can also be missing like these huge important chunks of information. There's a theory about like the barrel of a gun effect, where somebody points a gun at you. You're so focused on what's going on, you actually don't. There's a lot of people who don't remember what the assault, the assailant even looks like at all. Like they can't remember even a bit of information because they're so preoccupied with the gun. And it's like they remember everything about the event, what time it was, what they had on them, and where they were going, and everything they were feeling, but they can't even remember the person's face. This is really weird. Your brain is weird. The reduced contextual processing of the trauma stimuli makes them difficult to recall on a voluntary basis due to the lack of integration with cues which normally facilitate recall. However, information is typically triggered involuntarily by stimuli which have a perceptual match to some aspect. Flashbulb memories, yeah. Yeah, it's super weird. Like you remember everything, but then there are also these massive gaps in it. It's really weird. A sound or visual stimuli invokes memory of the event. You know that smell is the sense most like strongly linked to memory, and it's weird because it's definitely true. Have you ever just smelt something and it's taken you back, like some food or the way a person's house smells or a person themselves? It's really weird. Therefore, within these theories, reduced levels of contextual integration are considered central to the development of trauma-related intrusive memories. Therefore, the intrusions may be maintained through a number of cognitive and behavioral processes. Is this trying to tell us that watching this videotape, a number of pages are destroyed? In summary, the relationship between hearing voices, seeing visions, and traumatic events continues to intrigue clinical researchers. However, a full theoretical understanding remains elusive. The subgroup of voices and visions which are directly linked to stressful events are likely to be responsive to interventions which are based on well-developed theoretical understanding of reactions to trauma. Very cool. We'll take the key, though. That's all we really came for. What is this? The requisite creepy painting in the weird old house. No surprises here. True that. More books. One of them is missing. Of course. Where is it? We need it. Is it in the fridge? Is the fridge going to be moved now? Did somebody move the fridge for us? It's like it's the sense most closely linked to memory, and it's really weird because I don't know, like you think that your sight and your hearing are probably the most important senses because you use them more than anything else. But for some reason, smell is really strongly linked. What about this jacket? Is there anything in the jacket? No? Nothing? Alright. All we got is a key. I'm going to assume... Oh, there's VHS tapes on the floor, though. I'm going to assume we need to go outside, maybe? I did see... Oh, wait, at the front. Oops. Yeah, there's like a shed. A garage, should we say. Garage. Garage door won't budge. You could definitely roll under that, though. I'm not being funny. I unlocked it with the key. That's a great angle. And look, there's the book there. You see, that is game design. Look at that. Firstly, it's a great angle. It's actually gone away now. But then it also shows you up there is what you need to go get. Right, and it's all the way on the other side of the building. That's great. Narcissus and Goldmund. Hermann Hesse. He thought that all men trickled away, changing constantly until they finally dissolved, while the artist's created images remained unchangeably the same. He thought that the fear of death was perhaps the root of all art, perhaps also of all things of the mind. We fear death. We shudder at life's instability. We grieve to see the flowers wilt again and the leaves fall, and in our hearts we know that we too are transitory and will search for laws and formulate thoughts. It is in order. What is that noise? And formulate thoughts is in order to salvage something from the great dance of death, to make something that lasts longer than we do. Perhaps the woman after whom the master shaped his beautiful Madonna is already wilted or dead, and soon he too will be dead. Others will live in his house and eat at his table, but his work will still be standing hundreds of years from now and longer. It will go on, shimmering in the quiet cloistered church, unchangingly beautiful, forever smiling, with the same sad, flowering mouth. There are a lot of tapes. How much room VHS tapes used to take up? Oh my god, they were friggin' massive. Okay, we got up some boxes somehow. I don't think we were supposed to do that. I'm trying to interact with some of these tapes. Or like push this over. How do we get upstairs? How do we get upstairs? Maybe we do go up here. Is there a ladder? Nope, there's just the inside of my character's brain. Oh, look at that. I flipped the switch. Oh, yes. This game's cool. This game's very cool. If you don't be scaring at me anything with that window. I picked up the red book. Yep, there's a person. Can you see the person in the window? Can you see the person in the window? It's just like the outline of somebody and now they're gone. Why? I knew it. You wouldn't have a window there for no reason. Well, we've got the book. When we put the book in, the fridge is going to move. Right? And then when we go into the fridge, we need to find a VHS tape, maybe. That's what I'm assuming. I placed the red book. Yes, the fridge moved. Secrets. Don't have anything behind me when I turn around. The changing cameras are so good for that. The Resident Evil camera tape, like the camera, like the CCTV thing. It's so good for scaring you because you can just, the camera can just change and something can be there instantly. And it's not even like a jump scare. It's just like, well, it's just the camera changing. You know, it has to change in the game. They can kind of get away with it. Hundreds, maybe thousands of VHS tapes. Each one is dated. It seems like they go back decades. Creepy. What could possibly be on all of these? Recordings, just... Oh, we can push this. It's just old Emmerdale episodes. It's every episode of Emmerdale. More and more tapes. I wouldn't even know where to begin. Where to start. Same diff. I always found that really weird with like TV shows, like sitcoms like that go on for like 60 years. Like you can't go back and get old DVDs of EastEnders, right? You know what I mean? Like if you miss an episode, you have missed that episode forever. And when you start watching that show, you don't start from the beginning because the show's like a million years old. You just start watching whatever's on, and then you just eventually pick up the story, and by 100 episodes, by the next year, all the other characters that were on it before are dead or whatever. And they've changed so much that now you know the story, but you don't know all the story. You'll never know all the story. It's such a weird concept. Sitcoms. Like, not sitcoms, what are they called? Soaps. Letter from T. Sam, I tried calling, but your phone is disconnected and I didn't know what else to do. Everyone is worried. Your boss called Mum and said you stopped showing up. I called Jane, but she said she's not talking to you anymore. I know I haven't always been there for you, but if you need anything, I want to help. What's going on with you? Is this about what happened? It was 10 years ago, Sam. It's not your fault. You can't hang on to this forever. I love you. Please call me T. Basement. Send me to the basement. What could there be? Music. Oh, it's a basement to Silent Hill. The ultimate crossover. Ada Wong goes to Silent Hill. Found it. There it is. The thing we saw in the window. It's us, but in static. It's static TV us. Well, you can see why she has PTSD. I think I would too. I don't think anybody anywhere would not. Heartworm. Story programming and music by Vincent Adinolfi. He did the music as well. Oh my god.
You were going to die. Do you remember the way that fear went through you? Like electricity? The way it consumed your thoughts? The way it paralyzed you? Do you remember that day? Don't worry. I'll remind you.
Jeez, that was creepy as hell. That was awesome. I like that one. That was really cool. I would love to play more of that and see where that went. Quit. Let me... Oh, yeah. We quit the PS1. It was making music. I didn't know what else to do. Let me reopen it again. PS1 demo disc. So it's not going to say some of them have been completed and others are. So we're going to have to find his way around again. Heartworm. Let me click follow. Is this one? Has this one been updated? Still concept demo available. I don't... It's so weird. Working on a full version. Hope to flesh out the gameplay so it's more than just fetching items. 152 days ago. The last comment was 65 days ago, and it was somebody from Argentina playing the game, and that was it. That's it. Before that was 124 days ago. It's a real shame. A lot of these games are so cool concepts, and then they just don't get finished ever. It's really sad. It says, these features combine with an emotional and it's psychologically focused narrative to compose a nostalgia-charged love letter to the late 90s genre progenitors. Silent Hill, Resident Evil, and Dino Crisis, interestingly enough.